Good morning, everybody. How you doing? You all right? It's Monday morning. It's about, it's 20 past 6. Nice fresh start to the day. Hope everyone had a really good weekend. Bit of feedback. Thanks very much for all the likes and shares. A lot of messages starting to come in, so bear with me as I start to work through them. It's good to see that I'm actually helping people, which was the goal of these videos, was to share that knowledge. So there was a video that I dropped last week, which is the most popular by far of all the videos, and that was the one around how I think that you're applying for jobs in the wrong way if you didn't carry out some of the suggestions I made in that video. The reason why I made that video is to go on to this next topic, which may be a surprise to quite a few of you. I've known about it for some time, but I still haven't worked a way of optimizing it and beating it, let's say. So maybe we can take this journey together. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about what's referred to probably in different circles, different names, but I know it as the ATS, or the applicant tracking system. Did you know that your CV goes through, depending on the recruitment agent and if they can afford it or not, but it goes through an algorithm, all right, which is basically a sieve or a filter, however you want to call it. What that sieve or filter does allows the correct CVs, as suggested by this filter, to get through to the recruiter, all right, because they may get scores, hundreds or thousands of CVs, and they don't have time to sift through what in some cases could be a waste of their time. And I'm sorry to say that, but in some cases that people are just literally firing off on the hope of a whim or an aspiration, but in their case as a recruiter it's probably a waste of time. Right, so they use these algorithms, computer programs. We use them every day in our lives. I've been involved in building algorithms and working within algorithms, just not in the recruitment industry. So I know what they're for, I know why they're in use, and I know the benefits of them. But I also know there's flaws in all of them, because we're not that far ahead yet. So what is it? So the best way to describe the applicant tracking system is to think about Google for CVs. If you type in a phrase or a search term into Google, such as "I want to know how to cook eggs," "how do you sew," travel deals, cheap holidays, all those phrases and keywords are keywords and phrases that are already based on somebody's web page. So what happens is Google, millions of times a second and probably more, is they look at every single website on the planet that's registered with them, and they pick up certain keywords and phrases, and they look at imagery, they look at code behind, which is called metadata, they look at on-page content, and look for all these different phrases, and they store that, and they store it, and when somebody types in this phrase or search, they try and match that phrase or search to these keywords, right? Now, within that keyword is this whole industry called SEO, which is search engine optimization, which allows you to, when somebody types in that phrase, that your website comes at the top for whatever phrase they're looking at. CVs and this ATS, applicant tracking system, has a very similar thought process. You're going to have a bunch of keywords in a job profile, and if your CV doesn't have an appropriate amount of matches, whether it be keyword, phrases, key skills, whatever they're looking for, whatever the algo's looking for, is that your CV is never going to get in front of that recruiter. Did you know that? Because up until about a year and a half ago, I didn't. I was super pissed when I found out, because I've worked in SEO on many e-commerce sites, and it's a bloody hard piece of work. For you to get anywhere near the page one rankings, let alone position one, where the money is, you're competing with a hell of a lot of people, and it varies. And there's so many different factors that you're chopping and changing the rankings all the time. And then throw in that AdWords above it, which means somebody paying for an advert. It's just super complicated. So when I heard about it, that it was for CVs, I was like, how can I make a dent here? So the good news is we know about it. The second thing is you can optimize the flaws. Hey, take advantage of them. And then also, there's also some checkers out there, like you would expect. When there's a system, there's a cheat sheet. Okay, so these cheat sheets can help you. Word of warning, right? These cheat sheets are a guide and a tool, and there's no single question answered. All right. So when you take a look at it, I'll show you. It'll be in the link in the post. And this is just one example of a cheat sheet. Go and research and find out as many as you can. If you do use more than one, then all you're going to do is make your CV stronger. But go and compare your CV into this cheat sheet. Copy and paste a job profile that you've recently applied for and put it into this algo, this cheat sheet, and see what the outcome is. Because I did one actually this weekend just to research this video a bit, and I was really surprised how poorly my CV matched to one of these job profiles I was going for. And I actually thought that I was really well suited for this job profile. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's one of those aspirational jobs. I'd love to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I was really disheartened by the fact that I was way off. Okay, there were some green lights in there, and there were some amber lights in there, and there was a few red lights in there. So it wasn't all a loss, but I was like, oh no. Okay, so take a look at it, see what you think, and what I would suggest you do is go and research applicant tracking systems. Okay, try and get as much info as you possibly can. And then what we'll do is on the next video we'll discuss how we can optimize for this, right, after you've done a bit of research, because it's going to take quite a bit of a lengthy video already, so I'll just break it down. All right. In the meantime, anyone who applied for roles or updated their CV over the weekend, well done, congratulations, fire it out today. Anybody who took on those actions and made a connection with a recruiter, then great stuff again, well done, congratulations. So the information that I gave you in last week's video and the applicant tracking system, why is those actions from last week's video so important? Well, you could spend some time, you're going to have to spend some time, definitely, optimizing your CV to beat this ATS, right? You're going to have to beat it. You're going to have to find a way of beating it. There's no point in whinging about it. There's no point in accepting defeat. You're going to have to beat it, right? So you guys are all warriors. Guys and gals, sorry, are all warriors. Go and find a way of beating it. So there's loads of information out there of how to do this, how to optimize it, and how to make sure that your CV gets past this ATS and gets in the hands of a recruiter. The reason why I dropped the video last week is because not everyone's going to be able to do this, right? They haven't got the appetite, the skills, they don't think they've got the mindset, they may not think they have the time. There's all sorts of reasons why people think that they won't be able to beat it. And then there's also the case of the unknown. How do you know what you've done is successful, apart from some of the obvious measures where your calls increase, somebody gives you an email, blah de blah blah. So the suggestions I made in the video last week is a fallback, reaching out to people, emailing them, contacting them, following them, applying on a company website. All that will help you mitigate the complexities of the ATS. Okay, and that's why I dropped that video. Okay, so in tomorrow's video we're going to discuss how to optimize for ATS. Okay, it should be a bit of a meaty video, all right, and hopefully what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do a couple of recordings of some of the submissions I've done, okay, so we can talk it through together and where we can improve it. All right, so again, good luck, and do make it fun. All right, I promise you. Take it easy. Good luck.